The greatest of the commandments is, in fact, the two commandments, the commandments of loving God and of loving neighbor. Now, a few years ago, I was kind of on a Facebook kick, and you try to look up everybody you went to elementary school with and see what they're doing now. And I grew up since then. I don't do that anymore. But anyway, but I remember looking at this, of course, young woman's page now, and we all went to Catholic school. Well, her Facebook post was very kind of anti-Catholic, and it was like one of these cartoony type of things. There were 4 kind of cartoon pictures. The first was an old lady at church kneeling down praying her rosary. That was the first picture. Saying, I love you, God, thank you for making me such a wonderful person, blah, 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 blah. The second picture was her cutting somebody off in traffic and yelling at them. And then the third picture was her sitting at a restaurant and seeing like a couple off in the distance, and the thought bubble was basically like basically judging their relationship without even knowing them. And then the last one, I think, was, tripping somebody in the supermarket or something. Well, the whole point of this whole thing was basically this whole fact that, yes, we can say that we love God with all of our heart, mind, and soul. But what does the next 3 bubbles look like? What do the next 3 cartoons look like in our life? I think that's a good thing to ask ourselves, because, again, how do people perceive us? What is our conduct like once we leave here? It isn't all about kneeling down and praying, which is a wonderful thing, and that develops our relationship with God, but that should be overflowing in everything we do. Yeah, it was a cartoon rendition, and apparently this girl must have had some bad dealings with some Catholics who, said that they were Catholic and all holy, but she didn't actually experience that in real life, and who knows if that caused her to distance away from the church or whatnot. I went to the post office the other day here in Londonderry, and I was carrying a big box, and there was another lady coming in. I was like, well, I'm going to do the chivalrous thing and, open the door for this lady. I'm not saying this to blow smoke, so believe me. So I let her in, and she was like, well, thank you, kind sir, and she goes in the line, and there was probably a good, I'd say 10 people in line that day. It was really kind of ridiculous. Well, waited a while, and I finally got in to enter into the main part of the post office, and the lady is waiting for me there, and she refused to move forward until I went ahead of her, because she realized that I let her in, and she said, you're such a gentleman. And I said, I know. No. No, but it was just such a kind gesture, because I didn't expect that, because the line was so long, and she went out of her way for somebody who went out of the way. It was just, I thought it was just kind of cool. But I hope that the other 2 cartoon boxes in my life were that, or maybe somebody saw something different in my life. But I think it's just a good reflection for us as people look at our lives. Yes, we're here right now, we're worshiping and we're praising God with all our heart, mind, and soul. But what are the next 3 cartoons? If we really look at our lives, are we too tired to even notice somebody else out there? Are we too tired to notice that there might be somebody in the supermarket that might just need a smile, or somebody to have the door held for them, or to reach out and make a phone call? Or do we just become self-centered after we leave here? Hopefully that's not the case, because there are many people out there that need Christ, that need a smile, that need care and compassion. And hopefully that's us. So homework is you have to draw cartoons, and you need to email me. And no, I'm kidding. No, but just think in your mind of what your life is truly about once you leave here. And hopefully it emulates love of God, but also love of neighbor.